Okay, welcome to part 3 of this building better onboarding forms in Bubble. Better meaning quicker, easier to change. And remember, the way we're doing that is we're taking a form that we built in Tally and let's just have a quick recap. Looks like this. It's so easy to build. If you can build a page in Notion, you can build a form in Tally. And we are using that. This is really simple, but remember, if you put like 20 steps in here, it's going to be so much easier in Tally to do it. And we're now needing to match the data that's coming through from Tally to fields in our Bubble app using the webhook. So here is my backend workflow. And the first thing I'm going to do is go back to here and say, right, I need to update the user where this email address is the user's email address. And I'm going to use the key because the key is our way of knowing which of the fields we're working with. So I'd say key is that. So I'm now going to say make changes to a thing, because remember, this is a backend workflow. It's being triggered externally. So I need to find the user that I actually want to work with. There is no current user. Backend workflows that are triggered by a front-end workflow from a logged in user do have current user, but not if they're triggered externally coming in. So we would go with find a user where email equals data requests fields. Now I filter down the field to where the key equals, there's the key. Now there should only be one field, and so now I take its value. So that's going to match, does the email address in the hidden field match the email address for this user? If so, yes. And remember, we're only going to work with one user, so it's just the first user. There's only one user with that email address. So now I'm working with the right user. So what's the next field? Do I go modify data, scroll down? We ask a question, tell us about the startup you're creating. So we can take this key, save it. And this is just a demo app that I've used probably hundreds of times now, but we'll just say startup details. That's my explanation for all of the fields there. So text. Okay, and so I want to save data request fields, filter fields, where the key equals that key. Okay, there's only going to be one field, and then I want to save the value. What's our next bit of data? Well, that is the number field. So we'll say experience and we'll make it a number field, and it is key. There we go. And I'm using the keys because I want to make this as easy as I can to make changes to it. I want to be able to rearrange the fields. I want to have all of those advantages that would make it really annoying to do in Bubble if you're using custom states to go through multiple steps. For example, I wanted to swap these fields around. I can't just say take the text from the second answer. That's not going to work. I have to say take the text from key, like that. Okay, that way I can move it around. It's not just take it from the third or second. I'm just taking it from the key. So we'll say key. Now this may behave in a funny way because when we modify fields, value detects it as a list. Yeah, let's just see how well this works. It may be a little bit odd. So we'll say experience. Which we want to say is a number. So we go request data, filter data fields, filtered by key equals. Okay, we pasted in the key. Whoops, I've got the speech mark there. Okay, it's the first item's value and it's wanting us to have a list. This is what I thought would be a bit odd. First item, I'd say. No? Ooh. Oh, it converts the number. So what I'm just being a little bit wary of here is that the value here changes. So what the key value here actually means in the JSON that we get back from tally, it varies. Here is a string, here is a number, here is a list. So yeah, just be aware of that. So we're getting all that data through. Cool. Now, what about this final one? I'm actually a bit apprehensive about this because we'll try and work it out as we go. In fact, I'm just going to do it as a list of text. So when we say, we'll say preferred software, and we'll say text, and it's a list of text, okay? Because then what I want to be working with is the fact that it is, here's the key, and it is the options text and then listing the text. Let's see if we can get that. So we'll say set list because we're working with a list. Fields filtered. Okay, so that's our field. Then it's our options, and then it's our options text. Okay, so that's how we would get in the prioritized list the different software titles, Bubble, Webflow, Wix, etc. Cool. So one final bit I'd say to complete this is that when our users complete the form, you would just want to add in a where is it? There's definitely the ability to redirect somewhere. Redirect on completion. There you go. So this is how you'd send them back to your Bubble app. And you could even include data from the form if you needed to, like the submission ID might be useful. Redirect them back to your Bubble app. So there you go. If you have any issues with the webhooks, once more, it's really helpful to be able to go in here and to be able to reinitialize, to be able to go in, break down the data that's being sent through. But I built some internal projects, stuff with AI, and I found that building a form in Tally, making it multi-step, is just so much easier to do than if I was to manually build it in Bubble. If you've got any questions, any queries, please leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.